So today what we are going to do is find the side lengths of our rectangle or square in order to measure the area and perimeter of that square or rectangle. So the first thing is when we have our square units already shown, this kind of, and it gives us no side length, this helps us find those side lengths. So let's concentrate first on this left side over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square units. So we know that our side length is going to be 5. And when we are looking at a rectangle, we know that opposite sides are equivalent. So this side is equivalent to this side. So we can go ahead and just fill in that opposite side. All right, now we need to figure out our bottom and top side length. And so since we have the square units down here, we'll start at the bottom. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 square units. So our side length right here is 6. And in a rectangle, opposite sides are equivalent. So this side is equivalent or equal to the bottom side. All right, so now we have all of our side lengths. So now we just need to find what the formula for perimeter and area are. And so we have the two formulas for perimeter, depending on which one you want to use, up to you. Or we can use area. And area is length times width. Now remember, when we're looking for perimeter, if it's specifically a rectangle, it's just length plus width plus length plus width. All you're doing is adding up all the sides. So let's find perimeter first. We're going to go ahead and do that in blue. So our perimeter, like we said, is length plus width plus length plus width. We just fill in a number in place of the length and the width. So we have a perimeter, and let's go ahead and do 6 as the length. So we'll do 6 plus our width. Our width is 5. And then we're adding our length and another width. So another length, another width. And if we add all those up, 6 plus 5 is 11, 11 plus 6 is 17, and 17 plus 5 is 22. So we have a perimeter of 22. You could also use the second formula if you'd like to do it that way. Let's go ahead and find the area. And area is simply length times width. And so in this case, we have a length of 6. And we're going to multiply that by the width, which is 5. And 6 times 5 equals 35. Therefore, our area is, I'm sorry, not 35, it's 30. 6 times 5 is 30. And our perimeter, and this is 30 square units. Try to write that as best I can. 30 square units. And our perimeter is 22. All right. Okay, so now what we want to do is when we are looking at a shape or a figure that is not a rectangle and not a square, one of the two, but we want to find the missing side lengths to that, that's what we're going to do right here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to see, well, this shape is not a rectangle and it is not a square. However, if I break apart and decompose this figure, I can create a rectangle and a square. So I can look at this outer edge. I'm sorry, let's see this outer edge. And it's hard for me to do it perfectly. But if I'm just looking at this shape right here, I see that I have a rectangle. If I look at the shape next to it and I break that apart, I actually see that I have a square. So I have the shape in blue and I have the shape in purple, and I want to try and find the area of both, but I also want to find the perimeter of this particular shape or figure. So this is what we're going to do. First, let's pay attention to the large area, this large rectangle right here. We're not even going to pay attention to this over here. This area right here, we're not even going to pay attention to. So let's first start trying to find the missing side length, or I'm sorry, the side lengths. The first one we want to do is the easy one, the ones that are given to us. So let's look at this left side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our side length here. And we have all these square units down here that can give us the exact side length at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now what I don't know yet is how am I going to figure out these other missing side lengths? What I want to do is I want to try and draw some imaginary lines that go from the base or from the bottom up and also from this side over. Okay, so let's see. All right. So if I were to draw lines that go from these square units all the way up, I can see that now if I look up here, I'm actually looking at my columns. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 right up here. And if I'm looking at this base down here, I see that this side right here is going to be a continuation of, so think about it, from here to here, we said was 5, because look up here, opposite sides of a square or a rectangle are equivalent. So from here to here is 5. From here to here is also 5. But my whole bottom length is a total of 8. So if I have 5 units this way, my remainder over here is 3. So I can actually break this apart, this 8, and I can break it apart into 5 and 3. So I have 3 right here. I have 5 down here on the bottom, opposite of the top side, and I have a 3. So it's a total of 8. And then I just look at the opposite side. So from this side to right here is 3. Opposite sides are equivalent. So then from this side to this side is also 3. All right, so now I have my top sides. I have 5, and I have 3 over here. And just look, from here to here is 5. Here to here is 3. Total of 8. And remember, we had a beginning bottom length of 8. All right, now let's figure out, we need to figure out now, what is the side length from this top side down to here? Okay, what is this length right here? And we need to also figure out what is this blue area right here, or this blue side length, excuse me. Okay, well, all we have to do is imagine these lines from this square unit being drawn all the way across. And if we do that, we see that this side length is 2, and this one down here is 3. And just take a look at these ones in blue. 2 plus 3 is what? 5. And that's this total side length over here.